Welcome to another episode of Tales of Gutsy Ninja, and today we're going to be talking about the educational system. That's correct. Now, a lot of you are going to be saying, well, what if I don't have a kid? Well, if you're about to have a kid, I want to talk about how you should wonder where your son or daughter might end up being in the education system. I know what you're thinking. The education system is a trap. For the most part. Stay tuned. Hey, that's right. So, the education system. And what role does it play with us? Well, first and foremost, the educational system plays a very important role on discovering what your son or daughter belongs to. And you might be saying, well, if the education system didn't help me, how is it going to help my child? And here's the thing. The education system was created so parents could actually discover what their son and daughter excels at. Unfortunately, for some of us, our parents were working all the time. Our parents had no time. Now you might say, well, my mom or my father, they sat with me. They helped me with my homework. But that was it. If that's you, this video, it's for you. Yes, see, a lot of us think that the educational system is going to help our children. On the contrary, it's going to show you the weaknesses and the strength that our kids have. Now, if you already know this, then the video, it's not for you. The video is for those that didn't even realize that the education system was to put our children to the test so we can determine, hey, you know what, my children excels in science. So, should I ask my son or daughter, do they want to go to the science route? Absolutely. You might be wondering, well, my son excels in music. Should I endeavor into the unknown and the horrific things that the world of music has to offer? Yes. And it's the scariest one of them all. Or, you might be thinking, does my son excel in math? Horrible. Oh my God. Nobody likes a math kick. Scully, right? That's what Mueller told Scully in one of the shows in X-Files. And if you're an X-Files fan, go ahead and follow and subscribe because I'm also an X-Files fan. So, with that being said, where does your kid excel at in school? So you might be wondering, well, why does it matter? I'm busy working. I have bills to pay. I got other things to pay. I got clothes to pay. So why do I care? Exactly the point why I'm making this video. You should care exactly what your son and daughter excels at, so you can guide them to the proper route of where they excel at. Does that mean that you're gonna put aside their flaws or where they don't excel at? Absolutely not. That's where you come in handy, and that's where you come in to help them out. So, if your son excels in science, and he's always talking about science, he's talking about, the stars, he's talking about, rockets, he's talking about all of the beautiful things that science has to offer, you should pay attention. Your kid might be an explorer of the scientific world. And those are very rare. Only a few come to change the world in science. Now, if your son excels in music, you might be saying, what the hell did he smoke? Stay tuned. Yeah, that's right. You took a nice break. You had your coffee yet? Yes. A lot of parents wonder, like, I don't want my kid to excel in music. That's horrible. He's probably smoking that freaking tree, right? Just kidding. Not a lot of parents think that. But if your son and daughter wants to be in music since they're kids, they're probably meant to be a musician. And it is your job and duty to help them, guide them to that route. Unfortunately, some parents don't see any lucrative funding in the music business. Unfortunately, some parents don't think that there's anything to do with music that's gonna make your child any money. And so what did this happen? You're going to finance. Because if we're not happy, you're not gonna be happy. So if that has been you and you have been on the route, whatever it is, and you're like, my parents wanted me a doctor. My parents wanted to be a nurse. Oh, I don't want to be this. But my parents said that there's no money in arts, or there's no money in being a librarian, or there's no money in anything. So they said like, well, if we're not happy, you're not gonna be happy, and at least you're gonna have money. Listen, terrible advice from your parents. And if your parents are in the financial services, and they're like, well, I don't care if you wanted to be a freaking clown, guess what? You're gonna be in finance. And you're like, but mom and dad, I like to entertain people. I want to be a clown. I want to be on the circus. And you're like, but there's no money in there. Who the hell wants to be a clown? I don't know. Maybe the cool people that actually make other people laugh and they are clowns. You know, I'm not talking about comedians. Those are way different. All right. But yes, that is exactly what the educational system is about. It's about teaching you as a parent, hey, wait a minute, my kid excels in finance. Maybe he does meant to be in finance. Oh shit, my kid is good with numbers. Huh, maybe my kid will make me money in the future. Ha 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 ha. No, I'm kidding. But exactly the point. I wasn't kidding. But see, a lot of parents be thinking that because their sons or their daughters are in a different mentality, you know, that they don't deserve the happiness of what they're meant to do. So if you're a dad parent, or if you've been raised that way, and you're like, I am challenging myself to get out of that mentality, because it's a mental thing. And unfortunately, we don't realize it until we're older and we have our kids, that, you know, maybe our parents were actually wrong. Maybe our parents were actually wrong from guiding us in that route. So if you like to do art, if you like to paint, and if you like to draw, maybe you're working somewhere and you're like, wait a minute, I make some good money right here, but I'm not happy. But I make the money, pays my rent. You know, I make $4,000 a month. It's cool, but you still come home and you still want to draw and you still want to paint. Guess what? Use that skill that you have to fund your art. There's nothing wrong with that. And eventually you will drift away into the ocean and land somewhere awesome where you'll be able to sell your art. Or you might be, well, I work in finance and I always wanted to be a scientist. Maybe not an astronaut, but maybe you want to be an astronaut and you're like, it's too late for me to be an astronaut. It's not that late. It's not late. Go back to that school and become the astronaut that you want to be. Now, if you're 60, I don't know what to tell you. All right? I'm still going to tell you it's not too late, but go ahead and do something that involves in the scientific field. So please, understand one thing. The educational system was created to also keep a balance on the parents. See, a lot of people don't realize it, but the government understands one thing. If the parents think, they're going to be able to guide their kids into the right direction. And if the parents are busy, because every parent thinks, that might misguide you somewhere just so like, hey, you know what? I don't think you're being realistic. Maybe you should get off your horse and go be the cobbler that you were supposed to be. And you're like, I was not meant to be a cobbler. What are you talking about, Mom? What are you talking about, Dad? Exactly the point. It's up to you to break that cycle. A lot of people call it generational curse. And that's what a generational curse is. It is passed down by parent to parent, telling the kids that they cannot do something. Why? Because they're scared. They're scared to see their kid maybe be homeless. Hey, and that's okay. That's totally fine. Shoot, my parents have been scared for me to be homeless. I almost went homeless. But guess what? The point is to survive and to motivate your own self and to guide yourself to do what you always meant to do. So don't think the educational system is a trap. It's only a trap when your parents tell you that you cannot do something that you wanted to do. So maybe sit back tonight or today, whatever time you're watching this video, and sit down and be like, my parents told me I could not be a freaking scientist. Or maybe you like rocks. Shoot, maybe you like dinosaurs and you're like, oh, I love dinosaurs. If your dinosaur is a triceratops, I think I said that right. Maybe I didn't. I butchered the name. But the whole point is that is the freaking dinosaur that has the 3 horns, and it's really cool, and he got that whole thing that protects himself. That's my favorite dinosaur. It's pretty cool, damn dinosaur. So never give up. Keep on thinking that the educational system actually benefits you, because at the end of the day, it will come back to you so you can understand when you have your own kids. And then you'll realize, wait a minute, this is what the educational system is about. So how come my parents told me I couldn't do this? And you wonder, hmm, oh, my parents were in a scarce mentality. And that's okay, because maybe your parents are actually successful and they have a business, or they have other things going on in life. But deep down inside, you look at your parents and you're like, they don't look too happy. You can tell when someone is happy with what they do. You can tell when someone is happy but not happy at the same time. See, they mask it really good. Our parents learn to mask it really good because they learn from their parents to mask all of that. But if you were raised in a household where your parents are like, hey, you know what, you should do what you want to do. Don't worry about us. We'll support you. We'll help you out. And if you fall and drop, we got your back. And if we're already dead and we can help you out, we still got your back. Right? So please understand this. The educational system is not a trap. That's why when your kids become conscious at whatever age that is, some men and girls, some men and women become conscious, different types of life, that's when you'd be like, hey, I really like the study of science. I really like the study of math. I really like the study of geology. I really like the study of music. I really like the study of etc., etc., etc. You go to your parents, and if your parents have also been like, hey, you know what? I did what I wanted to do. Yeah, I feel fulfilled in my life. What do you want? Oh, you want to do that? You want to build rockets? Okay, cool. Well, let's go ahead and help you out and see what the education system has for you. Go out and build rockets. Shit. Excuse the word. Heck. What do you know? Maybe in the end of the day, your son or your daughter might be the next best scientist, the next best musician, the next big thing in life. So if you're a parent and you're like, whoa, this kid might be onto something, yes. Don't ever let your kid feel like they are a failure in life or mediocre at that, because they're not doing what you told them to do. They're doing their own thing. Okay? So have a wonderful day. Hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you like, follow, and subscribe. And please understand, the educational system is not here to hold us back at all. Matter of fact, it is to help us understand our sons and daughters. It is to help us understand where there can be in life. Does it mean that they're going to be rich? Maybe. Possibly. Heck yeah. Who doesn't want to be wealthy? So with that one said, is change your mindset when it says, I want to be rich. Right? I just say I like to be wealthy. I'm aiming for wealth. And if I'm aiming for wealth, I'm aiming for health. Right? Because that word inside wealth is also health. So health is wealth. And as long as you're healthy and thriving to become a good person, a better person for somebody out there that might be struggling, they might be so far like, man, I don't like my parents because they told me no. See, little fun fact, all right? It might be a little personal. See, it doesn't feel like that way. But you can't let life beat you down and be like, hey, it's because my parents told me no means I'm going to listen. That's where your intuition as an adult comes in, and then you realize, oh, I think I can do it. And when you think that you can do it, therefore, you are. And motivate your kid, motivate your son, motivate your daughter. And understand one thing, you can learn a lot from your kids. A lot of parents say, you're just a kid. Why would I listen to you? And the point is, the truth is, they're not just a kid. You learn from the youth. The youth gives the world life. And without the young, the world be full of bitter old men. So, have a wonderful night. Or have a wonderful day, wherever you are. And in the words of the Japanese, Matane. I'll see you guys next time. Hope you guys liked the video. Thumbs up.